So I'm going to talk a little bit about William Bradford and the Scrooby Group. So William Bradford was a follower of Richard Clifton, who had a church in Scrooby, and in following him, he started picking up on the ideals of the church, the group that came to be known as the Scrooby Group, and they began forming a group of Puritans, per se, that became known as the Separatists. Now, the Separatists they didn't like the idea of the universal church, and they were also trying to get away from the religious persecution of the day that was brought on them by King James. Um, so in fleeing the religious persecution, they left and went to Holland. When they were in Holland, they were trying to establish a settlement there, but they faced some more persecutions. They found their children were conforming with the society there, and that didn't fit with their religious beliefs. They were conforming with the Dutch. Some of the members of their group were getting older. They were having difficulty finding jobs, and the treaty between Holland and Spain was coming to an end, and so there was some more difficulty on the horizon for them. So William Bradford took his little Scrooby group and went on their voyage in the Mayflower and came to America to make a settlement to further flee from religious persecution and to pursue their faith in a new land. So upon arrival, Bradford was one of the ones who was a signer of the Mayflower Compact, which is the first document of religious freedom. He was also ended up governing in the Plymouth colony that they founded in America. It was kind of ironic because they were fleeing from religious persecution and signed the Mayflower Compact to have religious freedom, which was signed on November 11th, 1620. But they were kind of bigoted themselves. They were practiced their own intolerance for other beliefs and were pretty closed off with their own beliefs. So it was a little ironic. There's a little bit of a difference between the Puritans and the Separatists. There was a group of Puritans that wanted to try and purify the church in England. The Separatists wanted to just completely leave it, and that's part of what the Scrooby Group was separatists. However, both of those groups embraced John Calvin's Congregationalist model, so that was one of the similarities. But they were pretty closed off in their Protestant beliefs, and were definitely not accepting of other beliefs and cultures. So William Bradford was a big part of that group coming over and the founding of Plymouth, and he also governed at Plymouth for around 30 years, kind of on and off between 1621 and 1657. It was pretty impressive because of the volatility of the founding of Plymouth and the relations with the other surrounding towns and the natives as well. The fact that he had such a long term of governing, albeit on and off, was an impressive feat. And he died on May 9th, 1657, and is one of the most well known of that group and the founding of Plymouth.